and welcome. Today, Max and I are here to talk about something fun and exciting, learning English through songs and movies. This is going to be a great way to improve your English while having a good time. Right, Max?
Absolutely. Emma, songs and movies are not just entertaining. They're also powerful tools to help you learn a new language. Whether you are an elementary learner or already at the intermediate level, this method works for everyone.
That's so true. Let's start with songs. Music is everywhere, and it's such a fantastic way to learn English. When you listen to songs, you hear the rhythm of the language, common phrases, and even slang words. Plus, you can sing along, which is great for improving pronunciation.
Yes, and songs often repeat words and phrases, so you hear them many times. This helps you remember new vocabulary. For example, think about a simple song like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. The words are repeated and they're easy to understand.
Exactly, and when you sing, you don't just memorize the words, you practice speaking naturally. But Max, what's a good way to start learning English with songs?
A good way is to choose songs that match your level. If you're just starting, go for simple, slow songs with clear lyrics. You can search for songs on YouTube or music apps and even look for lyrics online.
Oh, yes, reading the lyrics while listening is a great trick. You can see the words and hear how they're pronounced. For example, a song like Let It Be by the Beatles is slow, clear, and full of simple phrases.
That's a perfect example, and don't worry if you don't understand everything at first. It's okay to focus on one or two lines and practice them. The more you listen, the more you'll understand.
Another tip is to sing along, even if it feels difficult at first. Don't be shy. It helps your speaking skills, builds confidence, and improves your listening too.
Right, and there's also the emotional side. Songs often connect with your feelings, and when something feels good, you remember it better. For example, if you love a song, you'll want to hear it again and again. That's natural practice.
And there are so many genres to choose from: pop, rock, country, even kids' songs. You can pick what you enjoy, and learning becomes fun.
Exactly. Now let's talk about how movies can help. Movies are like a window into the English-speaking world. You hear real conversations, slang, and how people actually speak in everyday life.
Yes, movies are fantastic for learning phrases you might not find in textbooks. For example, you'll hear how people greet each other, ask for help, or even joke. It's like listening to a live conversation.
And it's not just about listening, you also see the expressions and actions of the characters. This helps you understand the meaning of words even if you don't know them yet.
That's true. A good tip is to start with movies or shows you already know, maybe in your own language. Then watch them in English. This way, you already know the story, so it's easier to follow the words.
And don't forget subtitles. Watching with English subtitles is very helpful. You can match the words you hear with the text on the screen. It's like reading and listening at the same time.
Absolutely, and for beginners, animated movies are a great choice. They're fun, simple, and usually have clear language. Movies like Finding Nemo or The Lion King are great examples.
Yes, and you don't have to understand everything in one go. Watch your favorite scenes more than once. Pause, repeat, and try to say the lines. It's a good way to practice speaking.
One more thing, try to focus on short clips or episodes if a full movie feels overwhelming. Even 10 minutes of practice with a movie scene can help you a lot.
That's a great point. Emma, songs and movies make learning English more natural and enjoyable. And the best part, you can do this anytime, anywhere on the bus, at home, or even while taking a walk.
Yes, it's learning while having fun. And when something is fun, it doesn't feel like work.
So, let's dive deeper into how movies and songs can help us learn English. Emma, one thing I've noticed is how both music and films teach us more than just language. They also teach us culture.
Oh, that's such a good point, Max. Language and culture go hand in hand. When you watch a movie or listen to a song, you're also learning how people live, how they think, and even how they joke. It's like stepping into another world.
Exactly. For example, if you watch a movie like Forrest Gump, you're not just listening to English. You're also learning about American history and culture. Even the way characters talk tells you something about where they're from or what they're feeling.
Yes, and songs do the same. Take a song like We Are the Champions by Queen. It's not just about the words, it's about the feeling of victory and confidence. When you sing it, you're not just practicing English. You're also connecting with the emotion of the song.
That's the beauty of it, and you know what I love. How movies and songs teach us common phrases and idioms. These are things we don't always find in textbooks.
Oh yes, like in movies, you often hear phrases such as "what's up?" or "take it easy." These are casual, everyday expressions that you can use when speaking with friends.
Exactly, and in songs too. For example, in the song Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, there's the phrase shake it off, which means to let go of your worries. It's a fun and simple way to learn idiomatic expressions.
That's a great example. And when you sing or repeat these phrases, they become natural for you to say. But Max, what if someone feels nervous about watching movies or listening to songs because they think their English isn't good enough?
That's a good question, Emma. My advice is to start small. You don't need to watch a whole movie or listen to a very fast song right away. Start with what feels comfortable, maybe a short clip from a movie or a slow song with clear lyrics.
Yes, and don't forget it's okay to make mistakes. Learning a language is all about practice. Even if you only understand a few words at first, that's still progress.
Exactly, and remember, subtitles are your best friend. Watching with English subtitles helps you connect what you hear with what you read. But here's a tip: try not to rely on subtitles all the time.
Oh, that's an interesting tip. Can you explain why, Max?
Sure, subtitles are great for beginners, but as you improve, try turning them off for a while. This forces you to really listen. It's like training your ears. Then you can turn them back on to check if you understood correctly.
That's such a good challenge for intermediate learners. And another tip I have is to focus on your favorite parts of a movie or song. If there's a scene or a line that you love, watch or listen to it again and again.
Yes, repetition is key. When you repeat something, it becomes part of your memory. And if it's something you enjoy, it doesn't feel boring at all.
Speaking of repetition, karaoke is another great way to learn through songs. You can find karaoke videos on YouTube, sing along, and practice pronunciation. It's also a lot of fun.
That's a fantastic idea. Karaoke makes you focus on the lyrics, the rhythm, and how to say each word clearly. Plus, it's a great way to boost your confidence.
And let's not forget about shadowing. This works for both movies and songs. Shadowing means listening to a sentence or phrase and then repeating it right after you hear it. It's like being an actor or a singer.
That's a powerful technique, Emma. When you shadow, you're not just copying words, you're also copying the tone, the accent, and even the speed of the speaker. It's great for improving fluency.
Yes, and you don't have to be perfect. The goal is to get used to how the language sounds and feels. For example, you can pick a famous line from a movie, like "I'll be back" from The Terminator, and practice saying it with the same tone.
And songs work the same way. Pick a favorite line from a song like "Don't Stop Believing" from Journey and repeat it until it feels natural.
Exactly. Learning with songs and movies is all about enjoying the process. When you're having fun, you learn faster without even realizing it.
That's right, and it's not just about listening or watching, it's about being part of it. When you sing along or act out a line, you're using the language actively, and that's when real learning happens.
I couldn't agree more, Max. And for everyone listening to us, remember, the goal isn't to be perfect right away. The goal is to enjoy learning and keep practicing.
So now that we've talked about learning English through songs and movies, let's explore how to make it even more effective. Emma, one thing I think is really important is setting a routine for using songs and movies to learn.
Oh, that's a great idea. Max, a routine can help you stay consistent, which is key to learning any language. How do you think people should get started with a routine?
Well, I'd say start by setting aside a specific time each day. It doesn't have to be long, maybe 15 to 30 minutes. During that time, focus on either a song or a movie clip. For example, in the morning, you could listen to a song while getting ready for the day.
Yes, and in the evening, you could watch a short scene from a movie or TV show. By doing this every day, you'll improve your listening skills little by little.
Exactly, and another thing to add to your routine is keeping a notebook. When you hear a new word or phrase, write it down. Then you can look it up later and practice using it in your own sentences.
Oh, I love that idea. It's like building your own personal dictionary. And you know what's even better? Writing down not just the word but also the sentence it came from. That way, you'll understand how to use it in context.
Absolutely. For example, if you hear the phrase, "What's the plan?" in a movie, write down the whole sentence. Later, you can practice saying it and even use it with your friends.
That's so helpful. And speaking of practice, another great activity is to act out scenes from movies. It might sound a little silly, but it's a fun way to practice speaking and even body language.
I agree. Acting out a scene helps you practice pronunciation, tone, and even confidence. Pick a short scene that you like, pause after each line, and repeat it. You can even record yourself and listen to how you sound.
Oh, that's a fantastic idea, Max. Recording yourself might feel strange at first, but it's such a good way to hear your progress. You'll notice how you improve over time.
Exactly. And don't forget, you can do this with songs too. Try singing along and recording your voice. It's a great way to check your pronunciation and rhythm.
Another thing I wanted to mention is using apps. There are apps that can help you learn English with songs and movies. Some apps show you the lyrics or subtitles while you listen or watch, and they even have quizzes to test your understanding.
That's a great tip. Apps can make learning more interactive and fun. And if you're not sure which apps to try, just search for English Learning with Songs or English Movies subtitles in your app store.
Yes, and speaking of subtitles, I know we've talked about them before, but I want to add one more tip. If you feel confident, try switching to subtitles in your own language for a scene you don't understand. Then watch it again with English subtitles.
That's a smart approach. It helps you connect the meanings and understand the story better. And for more advanced learners, you can even try watching without any subtitles at all.
Yes, and here's another fun activity: create your own subtitles for a movie scene or lyrics for a song. Listen carefully and write down what you hear. It's a great way to focus on listening and spelling.
That's such a creative idea, Emma, and it makes you really pay attention to every word and sound. Plus, you can check your work by comparing it with the actual subtitles or lyrics later.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Try to mimic accents or imitate the way the characters or singers speak. It's a great way to sound more natural when speaking English.
Definitely, and remember, everyone learns at their own pace. If a song or movie feels too hard, it's okay to pick something simpler. What matters most is that you enjoy the process and keep practicing.
That's right, Max. And to everyone listening, remember, learning English with songs and movies isn't just about understanding the words. It's also about feeling the language, how it sounds, how it flows, and how it's used in real life.
Yes, and when you make it part of your daily life, it doesn't feel like studying. It's more like a hobby, something you look forward to every day.
Absolutely. So, if you're someone who loves music, let it inspire you to learn English. If you enjoy movies, let them transport you to a world where you can hear and practice English.
And don't forget to share your favorite songs and movies with friends. Learning is even more fun when you do it with others. You can sing together, act out scenes, or even have discussions about what you watched.
That's a great idea, Max. And before we wrap up, we want to encourage everyone to keep trying. Songs and movies are such a fun way to learn, but the key is consistency. Keep listening, watching, and practicing every day.
That's right, and remember, mistakes are part of the process. Don't be afraid to try, even if you don't get it right the first time. Every step brings you closer to fluency.
And that's it from us for today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this podcast and found it helpful, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your family and friends.
Yes, share the joy of learning English with songs and movies. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Emma and bye for now.